So, one of the things that I don't do a lot of in my yoga classes is play music. And there's a reason for that. In yoga, there's a beautiful teaching in the Yoga Sutras called Pratyahara. And Pratyahara means sensory withdrawal, or the ability to draw the senses inward. And so what we want to do is to be able to learn to pull ourselves inward. We're always going outward in life. From a very young age, we learned to go outwards to find happiness. You know, this is going to make me happy. This is going to make me happy. I had this really amazing friend. His name is Adam Dolly. And, and Adam did this amazing art exhibit, and one of the things that he put, which left an indelible impression on my mind, was this art piece. It's all about the money, honey. And one of the other ones that has kind of left an indelible impression is my comfort is non-negotiable. And in yoga, for me, this is very symbolic of this teaching, because we're so conditioned to think if we don't have air conditioning, which we were talking about earlier today, that we're not going to be happy, or if we don't have these things. And you can kind of see people when sometimes we get these guests at Blue Osa, they come and they have these expectations of they're going to have, you know, ice water every single meal and air conditioning or this and that. They're not happy. And so what is that really about at the end of the day? And so at some point in our life, we learned that happiness was outside of ourselves. You know, it could have been at 2 years old, it could have been at 4. Usually by 6, we're doomed. And we learn at an age like we have to go outside of ourselves to find happiness. Or not that we have to, but that's where happiness is. And yoga is the complete opposite. It's really about learning to draw inward. And it starts with this teaching, Pratyahara. Learn to take the senses inward. Go within. And when we can pull the senses inward and allow the senses to dwell within that inner kingdom, there's almost like this kind of rewiring that starts to happen. We become more refined. Things that we were drawn to in life, things like, oh, I thought that was going to make me happy, and now that I've done this inner work, I no longer need that thing. And so we become more refined, and we make better decisions from that refinement. You think about how many decisions we make, how much money we spend, how much energy we exert to fulfill all this fantasy of happiness. So today, that's what we're going to work on, is this cultivating this idea of pratyahara in this amazing sequence I came up with. So, so we'll see what happens. And no music. The reason why is for music, it's a good question, because music inherently is outside of ourselves. And we're listening to the music, so our senses are going outward, they're not coming inwards. So that's number one. And number two, you'll find that most people play music because that's what they think makes them happy. So it's really about taking out the outside distractions as much as you can. I mean, I can't do anything about the waves in the background, I'm sorry, or the birds chirping, you know. I can't do anything about that, but we can reduce putting out on extra stimuli. And so minimizing the stimulus. One of my favorite practices was always in New York City, and I'd turn down the lights. Sometimes I would put like little candlelight, and I love dimming lights, because now not only are you removing sound, but you're also removing the visual stimuli. And it's really an invitation to go inwards into that inner kingdom of peace and joy that's within us, the Svarupa. So, did I answer your question? Good question. I forgot to circle back to that. Okay, so where we're going to start today, and today's kind of theme is twisting, so we're going to get twisted up as well, but in a gentle way. We're not going to do like a rock and roll practice today, like I did the other day. Oh my God. So, but I want to demonstrate one thing really quickly. So you're going to come onto your back and just watch me for a second. And then you'll bring your arms out. And we're going to do a few things here. But one of the things you're going to do is you're going to pull the knees into the chest. You're not going to hug the knees. And and then allow the knees to come over. And I'm going to say come over just halfway. So come over about halfway. And another instruction is going to be to draw the pubic bone upward. So if you bring your finger to your pubic bone, to the pubic symphysis, do you know where that is? You guys can feel that. Okay, so if it's below the navel point, down just above the vegetables. And then think about the pubic bone actually lifting up towards the navel. And as soon as you do that, you can feel your core tighten up. Yes or yes? Yeah, okay. So that's going to be one of the instructions is pubic bone to navel. It's just lifting it up. And right there is a really cute little muscle. It's really tiny. It's actually about this big. And it's called the pyramidalis. And when you activate that, your whole core starts to get triggered. It's really kind of amazing. So let's start there. Come onto your backs, please. Let's bring a yoga block in between our thighs. Bring the arms out to the sides. And just kind of pull the knees into the chest and just kind of feel that for a moment. And then let the feet come back down to the floor like you would for bridge pose or bridge prep. And then inhale and pull the knees up into the chest. And then pull the pubic bone up towards the navel. And just hold it there for a moment. And then let the feet come back down. Take a deep breath in there. And exhale there. Inhale deeply and see if you can follow the breath with your mind's eye. So see the breath coming in through the nose, into the lungs, filling up the lungs from front to back, side to side, top to bottom. And then when you're ready, pull the knees back into your chest. Kind of gently squeeze the block, not too much. You don't have to squeeze it hard. Pull the pubic bone up towards the navel now. And you can feel the whole core starting to engage. And then exhale. Slowly release the feet down to the floor. Inhaling again. Feeling the lungs filling up from top to bottom, side to side, front to back. Pull the knees back into the chest. Pull the pubic bone up towards the navel center. Good. And now this time, you don't have to lift your head so much, just lift your shoulders up and your chest up a bit. You can leave the arms out to the sides, just lift them up a bit. And then slowly down. And relax. Inhale deeply. And exhale deeply. Very nice. So bring the knees back into the chest. Pull the pubic bone up towards the navel. And now this time, let the knees come over to the right about halfway. Just gently squeeze the block, not too hard, maybe 10, 15% effort. So it's not a lot of effort here. Really anchor down into the left shoulder and pull the knees up to your chest even more. And then come back up and exhale, bring the feet down. We're going to do exactly the same thing again. Pull the knees into the chest. Bring the knees over to the right. And just stay there and breathe now. Pull the knees up into the chest. Pull the pubic bone upwards. Really anchor down through the left arm. And inhale, bring the knees back up. And let the feet come back down to the floor. Inhale deeply. And exhale deeply. Inhale, pull the knees back up into the chest. And then bring the knees all the way or halfway over to the right. But then pull the pubic bone up towards the navel. Inhale deeply. Exhale deeply. And then inhale, bring the knees back up. And exhale, let the feet come down to the floor. Inhaling and exhaling. Then inhale, bring the knees up. And this time we're going to go over to the other side. So slowly bring the knees over to the left, just halfway. Pull the knees up more towards the chest, towards the breastbone. Pull the pubic bone up. Anchor down through the right arm. And then inhale, bring the knees back up. And exhale, bring the feet down to the floor. Really feel your lungs becoming more and more filled. Each breath becomes greater and leaves a resonance of inner peace and inner joy, inner calm. Bring the knees back up into the chest. Pull the pubic bone up, and then let the knees come over to the left. Come about halfway. Pull the knees up a little bit more. Squeeze the block just a little bit, 10-15% effort. And then bring the knees back up. And then exhale, bring the feet down to the floor. Let's bring the knees back up one more time, up into the chest. Pull the pubic bone up, and then let the knees come over to the right, about halfway. Inhaling deeply and exhaling deeply. And then back up. And exhale, bring the feet down. Good, let's take the block out. Bring the feet wider just for a moment. And then let the knees come together. And just pause there for a moment. This is just a really nice, gentle pose to feel this kind of openness in the sacrum, in the lower back. There's a beautiful line from the Radiant Sutras that says, go to the place where the spirit and flesh intersect and consummate their love. Breathe in the tiny sparks of joy that fly there. Bring the knees into the chest. Bring the hands down beside your hips along the floor. Inhale, press the heels up towards the sky. Bring the arms over your head. Push the heels up to the sky. And exhale, pull the knees back into the chest. Inhale, bring the hands above your head. Push the heels up, straightening your legs. Exhale, pull the knees into the chest and bring the hands down beside you. We'll do that 3 more times. Inhale with the movement, slowly breathing in, straightening the legs. Bring the hands above your head. And exhale, bring the knees into your chest and bring the hands down beside you. Inhale, bring the hands above your head. Push the heels up towards the sky. And then exhale, bring the knees into the chest and the hands down beside your waist. Inhale, push the heels up, bring the hands above your head. And exhale, knees to chest. Good. From here, inhale, push the heels up. Bring the arms either out to the side or above your head on the floor. So either or. And then very slowly, keep your legs straight. Push through the heels of your feet as much as you can. A little bit of pubic bone to navel. And then slowly lower the right leg down towards the floor, about 1 foot off the floor. So it doesn't have to come down to the floor, but about a foot off the floor. Really fill both of the heels with your breath. And then very slowly bring that right leg back up. And then slowly lower the left leg, again, to about 1 foot off the floor. Push through both heels. Pull a little bit of pubic bone towards navel. And then slowly come back up. And then slowly lower the right leg. Again, about 1 foot off the floor. Fill both heels with your breath. Breathe in the tiny sparks that fly at the intersection of where flesh and spirit meet. Slowly bring the right leg back up and then lower the left leg a little bit down to about 1 foot off the floor, more or less. Good. And then bring the left leg back up. And this time, turn the feet out. So you're kind of making a plie with your feet. And then lower down about 10 degrees and fill the heels with your breath. Lower another 10 degrees or so. Fill the heels with your breath. Really press away. Lower another 10 degrees. And 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 just hold it there for 10. 5. And then very slowly all the way down to the floor. Let the hands come out to the sides. Palms face up. Breathe in deeply. And exhale deeply. Very good. Bend the knees. Roll over to the right. And then come on up to fours. Come on up to your hands and knees. Have the hands underneath the shoulders. Spread the fingers as much as you can. Lift the chest and heart, and then round the back. Lift the chest and heart. And round the back. Let's do that 3 more times on your own. I invite you to close your eyes and trace the breath with your mind. The scriptures actually say that the mind is lost because it's forgotten its best friend, the breath. And when the mind reunites with the breath, when they're reunited, the mind becomes calm and is able to turn inward. So keep your eyes closed for a moment. Come in the middle place between those 2 movements, and that's your neutral spine. Pause there for a moment in this extension. Take 2 deep breaths. And then tuck your toes. Inhale deeply, and then just slowly come up into downward dog. You don't have to move quickly with the breath. And then we'll just do that a couple of times. Inhale, come to all fours. Lift the chest and heart. And then exhale and come into downward facing dog. And inhale, come to your hands and knees. And exhaling back. Inhale, come to your hands and knees. And exhale back. Good. And then inhale, come to plank pose. Now I'm going to stay here just for a moment. Let your hips drop just a little bit. Let them dip is actually a better word. Take the sides of the belly inward. Take the pubic bone up to the navel, but then press your heels back. Exhale, come into downward facing dog. Inhale, come to your hands and knees. Come into plank pose. Take the sides of the belly inward, the pubic bone up to the navel. Press the heels back and bring the chest forward. And exhale, come into downward dog. Good. Inhale, come into plank pose. Really squeeze your core as much as you can. And then exhale back into downward dog. Good. We'll do that 3 more times. Come into plank pose. Keep pressing back through the heels. Keep the legs energized. And then back into downward dog. Come into plank. Again, let the hips drop just a little bit. Take the sides, the navel in. And then exhale back into downward dog. Good. 1 more time. Come into plank pose. Very good. And then exhale into downward dog. And then come onto your knees just for a second. Grab one of your blankets if you wish. And I like to just have it underneath my knees. I have very sensitive knees, so this is really lovely. Now, I'm going to just show you how to do this pose really quickly, because some of you have done this pose before in yoga class, and the way I teach is a little bit different. So you're going to lift your back leg up, and we're going to do this through steps. So you lift the back leg up, then you lower the hip, and then you lift the leg up higher. So keep the hip down. Then lift the opposite arm, and then lift the arm and leg. Now, the little difference here is just the alignment of the hips. But also what you really want to focus on here is lifting the arm and leg up as high as you can. I think sometimes this is taught like reaching with the hand and reaching with the foot. I actually want you to shorten them and lift it up, and you should feel this in your mid-back. Okay, so I want you to feel like you're really working the muscles in your lower back. Okay, like really strong. Okay, so you guys ready? Because we're going to do this a few times each side. So lift your right leg up, 1, 2, lower the hip, and 3, lift the leg up higher. And you can already feel the lower back muscles. So you want to lower your right hip a bit. Lower the right hip. Yep, keep lowering it. And then lift the leg up without the hip. Keep the arm straight. And then lift the left arm. And then lift the arm and the leg up as high as you can. And hold it, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and come on down. Now it's just 1. Okay, lift the left leg, 1. 2, lower the hips, so level the hips. Straighten your back leg out. 3, lift the leg up higher. 4, lift the arm. And 5, lift the arm and leg up as high as you can. And holding 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and slowly down. I love this pose. Feels so strengthening in the back. Lift the right leg, 1, 2, lower the hip. 3, lift the leg up higher. 4, lift the arm. 5, lift the arm and leg. And holding for 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And come on down. Lift the left leg up. 1, 2, lower the hip. 3, lift the left leg up higher. 4, lift the arm. And 5, lift the arm and leg up and hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And lift the right leg up. 1, 2, lower the hip. 3, lift the leg up higher. Straighten the right leg. 4, lift the arm. And 5, lift the arm and leg up. And holding. 1, 2. Can you lift up your arm a little higher? Lift the leg up a little bit higher. Push through the heel of the foot. Lift the leg up. And slowly down. I said this was going to be an easy class, didn't I? Lift the left leg. 1, 2, lower the hip. 3, lift the leg up. 4, lift the arm. 5, lift the arm and leg. And holding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And down. And lift the right leg. 1, 2, lower the hip. 3, lift the leg up higher. 4, lift the arm. 5, lift the arm and leg. 3, 4, 5, and 6. And down. And lift the left leg. 1, 2, lower the hip. Lower the hip. Lower the hip, Haley. There you go. 3, lift the leg. 4, lift the arm. 5, lift the arm and leg. It's okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and down. And lift the right leg. 1, 2, lower the hip. 3, lift the leg. 4, lift the arm. And 5, lift the arm and leg. And holding 1, 2, lift them up. Lift them up. 3, 4, 5, 6, and down. And lift the left leg. Lower the hip. And lift the leg up higher. Lift the arm and lift the arm and leg. And holding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And relax. Just come and sit onto your heels for a moment. Just close your eyes. And take 2 or 3 deep breaths. And just feel your spine. Your spine is really radiating prana, life force energy. Nice. Does that feel good? Okay, come, let's stand up. That sure got the sweat going, didn't it? So one of the things that I teach a lot of is called applied yoga anatomy and muscle activation. And the presumption is that you're all strong. Okay, you're not weak. But if you are weak, it's because your muscles aren't firing properly. And so if you kind of right where you are, gently bend over and pick up your block and just see how that feels when you bend over to pick up the block. Okay, just notice. Don't judge it, just notice it. And because I'm going to ask you to repeat it after we do this little exercise. So bring the block in between your thighs. And this is one of my very simple, this is really great for you, probably always on the go. When you're in life, you just want to get really strong quickly. This is my little hack. Like you do this, and 3 minutes later, you're ready to go. You ready? Okay. So all you're going to do is bring your hands to your shoulders. Now, before we go further, think about the hips, not the legs, but these guys here squeezing the block. So don't just squeeze the block with your legs. Actually feel like your hips, which are right here, are moving in and up as we're doing this. Don't move the hips. Okay, so lift the chest. Keep the hips where they are, a little bit pubic to navel, and then turn your elbows as far as you can. Turn your torso as far as you can to the right, but don't move your hips. And also keep lifting up the chest. Lift up the chest. And come back to center. And lift the chest again. Allow a little bit of lumbar curve here. So you can stick your butt out a little bit, okay? And then turn again to the right. Again, squeezing the block. And then come back to center. Lift the chest and heart. Squeeze the block. And then turn again to the right. Same side. Don't move the hips. And come back to center. Lift the chest and heart. Let your lumbar curve a little bit, but then also take the sides of the belly inward and then turn to your right again. And come back to center. Lift the chest and heart one more time. Turn to your right. And come back to center and relax the arms. Follow the breath in. Feel the lungs filling up from top to bottom, from side to side, and from front to back. See if you can feel the breath penetrate even down into the lower lungs so that the floating ribs expand outward on inhale. And contract with exhale. Good. Bring the hands back up, recross the arms, lift the chest, and again, allow a little bit of lumbar curve here. So allow the butt to come out a little bit, just a little bit, but then squeeze the block inward and now turn to your left. Don't allow the hips to move. Keep the hips moving into the midline and come back to center. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the arms, lift the elbows, and create that extension and then twist to your left. And come back to center. Lift up the chest and heart, and then again twist. Come back to center. Lift the chest and heart. Create extension in the lumbar spine and chest, and then exhale and twist. And come back to center. Lift the chest and heart, and then twist again. And come back to center, and then relax the arms. Again, follow the breath with your mind. See the breath coming into your body, into your lungs, filling the inner space. Nice. So let's do that experiment. Just take the block out and throw it down. Now, gently, of course, pick it up and see if there's a difference in the support in your upper body. You guys feel that different? There's more support. The muscle group that we're specifically working here is the obliques, both internal and external obliques. Very huge muscle group. They completely cover this whole area of the upper torso. And so when your back goes out, maybe it's because your obliques aren't working properly. It is also underneath all of the fat. The fat is the most external layer. All right. So just put the block down for now and step your, I'll mirror you guys. So step your left foot back and your right foot is forward. One of my favorite poses. Have some distance here. If you feel like you're a little wobbly, bring your back foot a little bit more over to the side, okay? So bring your left foot a little to the left if you're feeling a little unstable. Bring the hands, just rest the hands down. Feel like you've got two headlights on your hips and you're gonna point those headlights forward. And then let the arms kind of come here. Feel the pubic bone lifting up. And then inhale, bend your right knee. Bring the palms forward and up. The biceps behind the ears. Press into the front heel and take the arm bones back, coming into a sweet back bend. Exhale, slowly bring the arms down and straighten the front leg. Inhale, slowly start to bend the front knee. Bring the palms up. Bring the biceps behind the ears. Come into the front heel of the foot. So don't allow yourself to come into the front toes. Okay? And then exhale and bring the hands down. Maybe bring your right foot a little bit more forward. No, yeah, a little bit more forward. There you go. Okay. And then do it again. So bring the hands forward. Inhaling and exhaling. And inhale. And this time we're going to just stay there. But as we're staying here, what I want you to do is keep pressing the biceps back and then exhale and bend the elbows, coming into like this cactus pose. And then inhale, bring the hands reach up and back. And exhale, squeeze the elbows back. And inhale, bring the hands reach up. And exhale and squeeze the elbows back. And we'll do it one more time. Inhale, bring the hands reach up. And exhale and squeeze the elbows. Now just pause there for 2 or 3 more breaths. Feel the shoulder blades squeezing towards each other. So really engaging that rhomboid muscle. Lift the chest and heart and even allow your head. Don't drop the head, but allow the head to come back as far as it wants to. Lift your sternum towards the ceiling. And then inhale, bring the hands reach up. Straighten the front leg, let the hands come down and step the back foot up to the front foot. And just feel your body, feel the energy in your body. Follow the breath with your mind's eye. Part of the journey of Pratyahara is to see if you can allow your mind to become fully involved in the flow of the breath. Allow your mind to become completely absorbed in that internal space. So when you're ready, you're going to step your right foot back. We'll do the same on this side. So turn the hips like you've got 2 headlights on your hips. You're pointing forward, doo, 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 like lasers, doo, doo. And let the hands come down beside you. And then inhale, bend to the knee, the front knee, and bring the arms reach up and go back. And exhale, bring the hands down. Inhale, slowly bring the arms reach up. Lift the pubic bone upwards if you can. Keep reaching up and back. And exhale, bring the hands down. Inhale, bend the front knee. Bring the palms up and back. And exhale. And inhale, bring the hands, reach up. Take the biceps back behind the ears. This time we're going to stay there. Lift the front toes for a moment. Really anchor down into the front heel of the foot. Press down into the back heel of the foot. And then exhale, bend the elbows and lift your chest up towards the ceiling. Inhale, bring the hands up and back as far as you can. Exhale, squeeze the elbows back, really lifting the chest. Inhale, bring the hands reach up and back. Exhale, squeeze the elbows back. Inhale and exhale, and then we'll just stay here for a couple of breaths. Really start to squeeze the shoulder blades together. Allow your head to relax backwards. Lift the chest, the center of your chest, lift it up. Take one more full deep inhale. And then inhale, bring the hands, reach up. And then exhale, slowly come on out. And step the back foot up to the front foot. Very good. Okay, so what I'd like you guys to do is get both of your blocks this time. And we'll come and face this direction. Bring your feet wide apart. Look at where your feet are. Draw an imaginary triangle from your feet to a point in front of you and place those blocks there, please. Okay? Good. And then inhale, bring the arms, reach out to the sides. And then exhale, bring your right hand down to the block. Bring your left hand up to the sky. Now, as you're doing that, look down at your right hand. And then inhale, bring the left arm above your head and slowly take your gaze upwards. And then exhale, take the hand up as you slowly follow the hand up with your gaze. Please don't strain your neck as you're doing this. Inhale, slowly come back up. Very good. And then we're going to do the other side. Exhale, slowly bring the left hand down and the right hand up. Look down at your left hand. Inhale, take your right arm over your head. Take your gaze slowly up to your right hand. Again, please be careful with your neck. Exhale, slowly bring the right arm up. Follow it with your gaze. Navel to spine. Inhale, come back up into standing. And then exhale, take the right arm down, the right hand down. Look down at the hand as you come down. Inhale, take the left arm over your head. Follow it with your gaze as it reaches over your head. And then follow the hand as it comes up towards the ceiling without straining your neck though, please. Inhale, navel to spine, come back up to standing. And exhale, bring the left hand down and the right hand up. Inhale, take the right arm over your head, follow it with your gaze. And then exhale, bring the hand up towards the sky. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, take the right hand down, left hand up. Inhale, take the left arm over your head. And exhale, take the left arm up towards the sky. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, take the right arm over the head. And exhale, take the right arm up towards the sky. Inhale, come back up. We're going to do it one more time each side. Exhale, take the right hand down. Inhale, take the arm over the head. Exhale, take the hand up. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, take the left hand down. Inhale, take the right arm over the head. And then exhale, take the hand up and twist as much as you can. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, relax the hands, and then step up to the front of your mat. And just pause for a moment. Coming into Tadasana, you can close your eyes. Inhaling deeply and exhaling deeply. All right. So let's come in onto our stomachs, please. Okay, so from here, what you're going to do is you're going to inhale, come lift the chest up and swing the right arm forward as high as and lift the chest up as high as you can, lift the arm up as high as you can. And then exhale, swing the right arm back and slowly turn the right ear to the floor and come down. Inhale, swing the left arm forward and lift up as high as you can. And then exhale, swing the left arm back and bring the left ear down to the floor. Inhale, swing the right arm forward, lift the chest up. Exhale, swing the right arm back as you slowly lower the right ear down to the floor. Inhale, swing the left arm forward. Exhale, swing the left arm back. Now this time, swing the right arm forward and lift your left leg up. So opposite arm and leg. And exhale, come back down, lowering both down. Inhale, swing the left arm and lift the right leg. And exhale, come down. Lift the right arm, left leg. And exhale. Inhale, left arm, right leg. And exhale. And inhale, right arm, left leg. And exhale. And left arm and right leg. And exhale. Just pause there for a moment. You can also come into crocodile pose, which is bringing the hands on top of each other, or bringing the forearms and stacking them, and then letting your forehead come and rest there for a moment. And as you're there, just take a few deep breaths. This is a really great posture, Makarasana, to practice deep diaphragmatic breathing. So really fill the lower belly with your breath now. Focus on that for about 5 breaths. Beautiful. Okay, gently push yourself up. Please get your 3 blankets. And you're going to come and sit on your 3 blankets. And just cross your ankles. So don't pull your ankles in. Actually have your ankles out a little bit. So bring your ankles forward. Yeah, so you can cross them. If this hurts your knees at all, you can just bring a block underneath your knees if that hurts your knees. Okay? So before we do the next thing, it's going to be very similar to what we did standing. Okay? But I want you to think about pressing out through the heels of your feet. Okay, as you do that, if you press through the heels of your feet outwards, you're going to notice that the hips draw inward. The hips are engaged. If you just relax the feet for a moment, look what happens to your hips. So if you press through the heels, you'll notice the hips draw inward and there's this nice core engagement. Bring the hands. It's very similar to what we just did. You're going to lift the chest and heart and then exhale and turn to your right as far as you can. But this time, I want you to turn as far as you can and then bring your chin over your right shoulder. Keep lifting the chest. Don't drop in the lower back. And then bring the chin over to your left shoulder as far as you can. And then your chin back over towards your right shoulder. And then come back to center and relax the hands. Lift the chest and heart and get the lumbar spine in extension. Bring the hands here. So you don't have to lift up as high, but do lift the chest up. Turn to your right, same side. Bring the chin over to the right shoulder. Keep twisting with the elbows. Keep twisting with the chest. And then take the chin over to the left shoulder slowly. And then slowly take the chin back over to the right shoulder. And then back to center. And just pause and relax the arms. Bring the hands back to the shoulders, lift the chest, turn to the right as much as you can. Really press through the heels of the feet and then look over or bring the chin over your right shoulder and then bring the chin slowly, slowly over your left shoulder. And then bring the chin over to your right shoulder. And then come back and relax the arms. Okay, and bring the hands back to the shoulders. Lift the chest, lift the heart. Again, feel some extension in the lumbar spine. And then take the elbows or the chest over to the left this time. So twist as much as you can. Press through the heels of your feet. Twist a little bit more. And then take the chin over your left shoulder. And then again over to the right shoulder. And then over to the left shoulder. And then come back to center and relax the arms. Bring the hands again to the shoulders. Lift the chest. Take the twist to the left. Twist as much as you can. Take the chin over the left shoulder, over the right shoulder slowly, and then over the left shoulder. And then back to center. Very nice. Take the hands one more time. Lift up as high as you can. And then twist. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Take the chin over the left shoulder. Take the chin over towards the right slowly. And then over to the left. And then come on out slowly and relax the hands. Very good. So straighten the legs. Okay, so bend your right knee. And you don't have to lift the elbows up, but just to kind of block the arms for a moment. Really press through the left heel of the foot. Press down into the right heel. And turn as much as you can to your right. And then let the hands just come down in a supportive way. But I want you to keep using your musculature to lift you up and use your musculature of your core to twist. Keep pressing through the left heel. Keep pressing down through the right heel. And just stay here for a few breaths. And then very slowly start to come on out. Hold the right knee just for a moment. Sitting up with a really erect spine. Inhale deeply. And exhale deeply. And then very slowly straighten the right leg. Bend the left knee. Again, hands to the shoulders. Press out through the right heel. Press down into the left heel. Turn to the left as much as you can. And then let the hands come down. You're not using the hands to deepen the twist. You're just using the hands more of a support. Deepen the twist by anchoring into the navel center and then twisting at that place. Use the musculature of the core to go deeper into the twist. Very good. And then inhale. Come back. Just have the hands to the knee. Breathe into the spine. Breathe into the bottom of your lungs. Breathe into the shoulder blades, which are relaxing down the spine like two waterfalls. Breathe into the front of your chest and feel the top of the head lifting upwards. Very nice. And then straighten the front leg. Very good. Just gently come off of the blankets. I'd like you to take one of the blankets out. So if you're sitting, well, you may want to adjust a little bit and pull the blanket in. So if I'm sitting here with the two blankets behind me, and this actually may be too much for some of you if you're not used to this. We're going to do a little bit of spinal molding to end the practice. So you bring the blanket in there, and what you're going to do is actually lie back onto it. So this will support the lumbar spine. If that's too much, just bring one of the blankets out. Just one blanket, Adam. Or sorry, just two blankets. You have three, I think, there. No? Okay. So then the other blanket, what you're going to do is you're going to roll it up. So take it out like this and then roll it. Now you're not going to roll it that much. So it might be just one or two rolls. And make sure it's nice and firm. And what I always do is have it set up like this. And then I lie back. And it's ready to go underneath my neck. Do you like that, Adam? Okay. So as you're here, inhaling deeply, let the arms come out to the sides. Doing spinal molding at the end of any yoga practice is just like golden. It helps to correct any kind of imbalances in the spine. It reestablishes some of the natural curves. By putting the spine into its natural curves, the muscles that were responsible for holding the spine in an unbalanced way finally are able to let go and relax. Inhaling deeply and exhaling deeply. Follow the rise and the fall of the navel center. See the navel rising up with your inhalation and the navel descending on exhalation. Just take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your nose. Feel your consciousness coming into your body through your breath. Bend one knee and then bend the other knee. And then gently roll over to the side. And just pause there for a moment. And then slowly come and push yourself up. And then take that blanket that you used for your head and just fold it again and then put it on the other two so you can come and sit back onto it. And find a comfortable seat. So once you're sitting comfortably, take your hands, bring your thumbs inside and make a fist. And just have the palms face up. I'd like you to take a few deep breaths and really feel like you're filling the top of your chest with prana, with life force energy. Feel the radiant splendor of prana, life force energy flowing through your chest into your heart center. Feel prana or see prana in any way that you visualize it or experience it. Just filling the heart. Breathing fully and as deeply as you possibly can. Now feel the breath moving into the heart and down the trunk of your body, down the legs and into your feet. Trace the prana again. Either see it or feel it or experience it. Inhaling, feeling the prana or seeing it enter through the heart, down the trunk of your body, into the legs and feet, and then back up the legs, back up the trunk into your heart. Inhaling pranic life force energy into the heart, down the trunk, into the legs, into your feet. And then from your feet back up into your heart. And then exhale from your heart into the center of your brain. And relax the hands into Chin Mudra, palms facing down. But keep breathing in the same way. Keep following the breath, following the prana, feeling your heart flooded with breath, with prana, moving down the torso into the legs, into your feet. And from your feet, back up the legs, back up the torso to the heart. And then exhaling up from the heart into the center of your brain. See if you can do a few more deep breaths like this, just breathing really fully, really powerfully, really deeply. Now start to keep following the breath in this way, but start to soften the breath. Make the breath a little bit more quiet, but keep following the prana with your mind's eye. And as the prana or as the breath leaves the nose, you can start to see the breath kind of covering the entire surface of your skin, of your body. So you feel or see the prana entering through the heart, to the feet, back to the heart, to midbrain, and then out through the nose, and covering the entire surface of your skin. Take a deep breath in. Let's bring your hands to Namaste Mudra. Go to that intersection where spirit and flesh meet, and breathe in the tiny sparks of joy that arise from that place. Namaste.